Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We meet again in webinar UiTM-UNISA Seminar Series 3 ya. Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone who are watching this webinar. And thank you very much to our panels from both Malaysia and Indonesia, fellow lecturers, students, and everyone who are spending their time to join us today webinars. My name is Maimun Ali, and I will moderate the third session for the international collaborations on academic activities between the Department of Town and Regional Planning, University Technology Perak, and the Architecture Study Program Asyiyah University UNISA Yogyakarta, Indonesia. So last week, we had very good sharing on planning and architect sustainable development and social well-being. Today, we will continue with another interesting topic by another 4 panels. Before we start the session, allow me to address the format for the sessions. Yeah. We have 4 speakers, which 3 of them are from UiTM Perak and 1 is from UNISA. Please be reminded that each presentation only have 15 minutes to share and discuss your presentation. At the end of the session, we will open for question and answer. And please note that you may also ask questions during the presentation. And for those who want to post questions, please do so via our live streaming platform. So the question posted shall be delivered to speakers' attention, and at the end of session, they will answer. So without further delay, let us begin with our webinar session for today. Let's start with our first speaker, Dr. Nur Aina Abdul Rahman. She is a senior lecturer with 20 years in service in the Department of Town and Regional Planning, UiTM Perak. Currently, she holds the position as coordinator or head of Town and Regional Planning Program in UiTM Perak branch. She has a PhD in specializations of the built environment from UiTM Shah Alam. Her area of interest are sustainable neighborhood quality facilities, urban development, physical and land use development, and town and regional planning. Let us now welcome Dr. Nur Aina with her topic, Healthy Neighborhood for Sustainable Development and Social Well-being. You can start, Doctor. The floor is yours.
Unmute. Okay, thank you very much to the moderator, Town Planner, Hajah Mamun Haji Ali. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to all presenters, participants of International Webinar Series 3, collaboration between UiTM-UNISA Yogyakarta. Before I start my presentation, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our counterpart, Prodi Architecture UNISA Jogja, who agreed to run this program together with us, Department of Town Regional Planning, to the Rector UNISA, Ibu Warsiti, to the Dean Faculty of Science and Technology, Ibu Hapsari, and lastly to the Caprodi Architecture, Ibu Apro Emma Yeti. Thank you very much. May I continue with the presentation? Okay, I would like to share my slides. A bit difficult because this is our first time. Dr. Asri, can you put down your slide? Because I want to share my slide. Sorry, it's Okay. Sorry for the inconvenience because this was time using the streamline. Okay, my topic is a neighborhood, a healthy neighborhood for sustainable development and social well-being. Okay, the outline of the presentation is on introductions. Introductions, purpose of healthy neighborhood, model used for implementing the healthy neighborhood. Number 4 is principle of healthy neighborhood. Okay, actually, healthy neighborhood basically has been done by Bassett, Bentley and Rainey by 2014. The main research focused on severe previous epidemic which has happened sometime in 90s and early 20th centuries ago. This happened because of poor urban environment where a great threat to city residents for all walks of life. The severe epidemic were infectious disease, tuberculosis, cholera, typhoid, and yellow fevers. This epidemic were effectively mitigated through investment in public infrastructure and by better urban planning. Importantly, visionary planners and architect as a tool for improving health through urban design. Okay, my sharing session today will be focusing on the literature review of healthy neighborhood. Okay, the purpose of healthy neighborhood is to make surrounding wellness and healthy living. This will again align with the healthy communities that will reduce critical and acute care costs. Healthy community will lead to healthy living communities and will become as culturally productive and financially sustainable as possible. To achieve that, the various stakeholders have to buy in the principles and premises. They have to commercial viable approach to real estate development. In terms of that, they have to facilitate a paradigm shift in how they design and execute buildings and communities for healthy neighborhood. Next. Okay, model used for this research is treatment model in evaluating health impact. The model shows that the treatment is transformed to a preventive care-based model, passively facilitated by the design of built environment. Displays that include a wider of and more access to choose about how we live. As we go reactive, the dollar and cent will increase. As we go proactive, the dollar and cent will reduce. In terms of health impact, as we go physical environment, dollar and cent will reduce, and the opposite is as we go complex care, the dollar and cent will increase. Okay, there are 9 principles of healthy neighborhood, which is smart location, integrate nature, mixed uses, mix-up use, circulation alternative, pride of place, provide access healthy foods, lifelong learning, and sustainable development. Okay, first is smart location. Basically, smart location is to make sure that neighborhood is in a smart location because to help to preserve habitats and biodiversity, and this will give a positive health impact to the people. And also this will be avoiding a leapfrog development that serve fragment natural habitats and undermine agricultural productions and rural economies. Okay, and also the smart locations will integrate with the locate new development adjacent and close to the existing development infrastructure because of the transit. Okay, many countries apply TOD or the transit-oriented development in their development because it has very comprehensive elements incorporated such as walking, cycling, connecting, transits, mix, densify, compact, and shift. And for the smart location, They were also implementing TOD its concept. They can support accessibility to stop strategically, especially for public transportation transit, such as Boston City. They have improving the accessibility and its public transit system. Okay, next is in terms of smart location. Okay, by implementing more concept on TOD, this will offer public transit alternative, either in town center, suburb, or adjacent neighborhood. Smart location also, by implementing that, we can design the inviting neighborhood, and also we can design the inviting and sheltered transit stop for the accommodations and convenience for the people in their neighborhood. There are a few examples I showed. A sheltered transit stop there. All right. In smart location also, relatively taking into actions, the smart locations enable to lower the use automobile by linking between physical activity and transit utilizations. It's more area to develop. Instead of that, the smart location also can less conversions on developed land to facility to accommodate the automobiles such as road and parking lots. That means we can provide more parking and roads for the people in the neighborhood. So next, smart location also can develop for healthy neighborhood, must support aging place by providing transit and enabling longer term independence and activity for aging people, because this to treat for older people or older person is social isolation, because they are loneliness, and they are all some of them are lost independence, so we have to support them, the aging people. So next is principle 2 on integrated nature. Okay, integrated nature, the conversion of natural features and ecological system as part of new residential development is widely implemented. So many desire to conserve sensitive habitats and natural vistas within and around community for providing and maintaining high environmental quality and protecting local characters and natural beauty. There are two examples I showed in the slide. In USA and Canada, they are integrate the nature in their development. Okay, next is still on the integrate development. The conversion of natural features and ecology can integrate natural areas with the larger open spaces network in the neighborhood. Okay, there are a few places as example shown in the slide, such as in Canada, Vancouver and Toronto, and also in New Zealand, Auckland. So next on integrated nature. Okay, when we develop open spaces system, we must protect contiguous habitats and wildlife corridors. We can create the habitats for wildlife corridors just adjacent to our neighborhood, but we have to make sure that the wildlife corridors not interfere with our life, such as monkeys, interference, boar, big lizards, and crocodile. If some places, especially in Sarawak. There are some examples shown in the slide. I just picked from Korea, in Australia also, and United States. Some example I just picked from the internet actually. Okay. Next, on integrated nature, local authorities needs to be proactive in planning for coherent integrated trail networks and quality open space, including passive and active recreations. Okay, maybe we have to look into the passive and active recreation to do the physical activity. Okay, next is the third principle is mixed use. Mixed use, when we talk about mixed use, first we talk on the smart growth zoning and form-based codes needs adoption as a means of regulating compact mixed use of communities that facilitates positive health impact. And also there are two graphical of what is smart growth zoning and form-based code. Normally we are town planners use when we do the concept of smart growth zoning. Okay, next on the mixed use is we provide a mixture of land use, such as within a relative compact area. This will provide a complete mixed development for the neighborhood. These are a few examples to show the compact cities and urban neighborhood, especially in California and Germany. In California, that in Nevada is not too compact. It's some sort like a new development. Actually, there are so many examples that we can look into in the internet in terms of the mixed uses. Okay, next on the mixed use is land use mixing provides for the daily needs of the community and enhance human healthy. We need essential products and items which must be open daily, such as grocery, mart shop, pharmacy, or for our medical supplement needed. Okay, essential products and items such as foods and beverages, agriculture, fisheries, pharmaceutical and chemical drugs production, and household products that we need daily. Yeah? So we need something which is near to our neighborhood. So this is very important for the healthy neighborhood. So next is on the mix up. The first principle is the mix up. Mix up, when we talk about mix up, it's continuous for the mix users to the mix up actually. Okay. We are creating residential development that includes a variety of housing types and tenures that encourage attainable housing for all community members of all backgrounds and ages. As shown as in slide is a normal housing type in Malaysia especially, such as service apartment, condominium apartment, townhouse, flat, terrace house, semi-detached and detached. This is a normal housing type. It's a modern housing type, but normally we have a kampung housing also. So next on mix up is we have to mix up with the people. Evidence supports that the mixing of housing type, tenants and income in inclusive community to enhance human health. Everyone is counted. Everyone can make a difference. Everybody is important in the community. So everybody is very important in the community. So we have to take care of the community for the sustainable and social well-being in the neighborhood. Next on the mix-up is the creating inclusive zoning in order to encourage affordable housing as part of any development. Offer density bonuses as an incentive, but many countries, some of the countries, some sort like banning inclusive zoning in the urban area because it's not viable and highly cost development because we are offering affordable housing for the low income people. That's why they ban the intention or the incentive. Next on the mix up action is we can include a secondary house of granny flat within existing neighborhood to encourage generational living. Sorry, berbelit lidah cakap. This is like a small house for rental, small office, small kitchen at our backyard. We can call it NIMBY atau NIMBY concept, not in my backyard. We can create our small house. Maybe when we are older, we want to separate with our family. We can stay at the backyard of our house. Okay. Next on the mix up is We can adopt a universal accessibility design standard in home building to lessen obstacle for proactive disabled buyers to move in to a given neighborhood. It is more about universal accessibility design standard and home building for disabled. So we have to think about disabled people when we design the neighborhood and design the building. Okay, next principle is the principle 5 on the circulation alternative. Okay, the circulation alternative is we build walkable and bikeable communities through pedestrian-oriented urban design and multimodal transportation networks. So such as walkable green street, walkable communities, bikeable communities. We implement or we include the walkable and bikeable in our community for the physical activity. Okay, next for the circulations alternative, we have to think of the benefit of walkable city. Actually, the benefit of walkable city, they focus into 4 main areas: wealthier, friendlier, healthier, and greener. And focus on 4 items also: economic, social, physical, and transportation. Okay, for the economic, housing value were getting higher rental price and higher rental rents. For social, density and proximity, social interaction, more social connections. Well, mixed use building encourage people to leave their homes and explore. They were getting less social connection. For physical, numbers of best males drops 10% as density rises from 2 dwelling units per acre to 8 dwelling units per acre. And also the cultural trail spanning 8 miles through the city and will lessen carbon dioxide and also will encourage transportation activities. Okay, for the environment, that's for the environment actually. For the physical, more to the obesity and the movement and the connection, right? Next would be the benefit of cycling. Most of us now do their physical cycling. Benefit of cycling maybe can stop global warming in terms of eco, save oil, can give you a strong heart, can give healthy, slim body, and will boost your brain activity. Equipment for cycling, you must think about your drink, shoes, what type of shoes, glasses to wear. And for mental, good mood, nice idea, and reduce stress. This for the benefit of the cycling. Okay, next for the circulation alternative, we can, the circulation alternative is active transportation that's a walking and biking for utilitarian purposes has been demonstrated to have a positive impact on population health, including a reduced risk of obesity, cardiovascular disease, and also cause mortality. Okay. For obesity, we must know what is obesity, cause of obesity, mainly because of food, and how to measure consequence of obesity, how to reduce weight, mainly on eating habits and physical activity. And the other one is cardiovascular is major cause of death in worldwide, in the whole world. Cardiovascular is the major cause. And other causes of mortality, as I showed in the slide, is in Malaysia because of heart disease, pneumonia, cerebrovascular disease, road accidents is the highest in Malaysia, trachea, bronchus, and lung. These are main causes of death in Malaysia. Next on circulation. The circulation can provide disability amenities and facilities, sidewalk that are trees, free of obstacle, and designed as part of greater utilitarian and recreational network wide enough for two-way traffic. We also provisions of parking, railing, hand railing, ramps, and extra for especially for disabled. We have to think of disabled people in our community. It's very important for sustainable development and social well-being in the neighborhood. Next on the circulation alternative is design roadways to accommodate all types of traffic, including cyclists and motorists. There's complete street movement. Everything all in one street. So we have to think of it. Okay, right. On the circulation alternative also, we have to make sure that we provide safety, adequate lighting that will give feeling safety. When we provide a adequate lighting that can give us a feeling of safety in the neighborhood. We have enough lighting in the neighborhood. We can also separating pathway from vehicle and roadways for pedestrian walkways, bicycle lane, motorcycle lane. This is for the safety of the people in the neighborhood. Okay, next principle is principle 6, pride of place. Okay, when we talk about pride of place, we normally think of public spaces. Public spaces at all scale is a critical in normally in neighborhoods. Some neighborhoods are very small public space. We need to foster social capital and human in the public spaces for the people to do their activity, active and passive for their physical activities, their daily activities, especially on the public spaces in the neighborhood. For this principle, prides of place, we can provide a variety and range of linked gathering places, enable residents to do their exercise, meeting and mix around. And again, the area is important for them to do their outdoors activities. Okay? It's very important actually for us to do that, to provide them places. We also can design communities to provide an enabling environment for social interaction in high quality public spaces, including all the streetscape we put inside the public spaces. With the, it's not a bare public space, empty public space. Must have some streetscape or some facilities in the public space. Okay, next principle on pride of place. We considering of soft programming like festival, fairs, and seasonal attraction. For Malaysia, we can celebrate Hari Raya in big scale. We can organize playing games, playing kites, and tournament in the neighborhood. Okay, next principle is on the principle 7 is on the provide access to healthy food. Okay, for healthy food, we have provide enough healthy eating habits by establishing nearby farms, integrating demonstrating gardens, and providing for healthy shoppings at the farmers markets or corner store. We encourage the community. Okay, next on the provide healthy food. Some the communities with poor and food access, commonly referred to food desert, require the integration of sources of fresh fruit and vegetable in the built environment, facility access to health foods through Food Policy Council, land use policy, and city investment strategies. Okay, next on the provide access healthy food is we provide urban agriculture on our backyard or community gardens depending on local conditions. Nowadays, community gardens is widely implemented and widely people do their activities on their backyard, tanam pokok-pokok, sayur-sayuran. Very good activity. Okay, next principle 8 is lifelong learning. Okay, lifelong learning. We are fostering opportunity for intellectual growth and exchange over the course of life, including provision of educational facilities within walking distance of residents. Locate schools as part of greater active transportation network. So walking and biking to school become viable option in a safe and well circulation system. Nowadays, many countries promoting 20 minutes neighborhood, especially in Canada, Australia, UK, and US. There are 18 facilities included in the diagram. I think I don't have to spell one by one. I think that my time is almost done, almost finished. Okay. Actually, there are 18 elements here. 20 minutes neighborhood. It's a very good. But in Malaysia, when we're talking about walking, is a bit difficult because of the climate, because of the cuaca and the climate is very hot. Okay, and next on the lifelong learning. Okay, lifelong learning, we have to education at all ages is important for positive health outcomes. We have to integrate facilities that can accommodate educational programming into the residential development. This focus for elderly people. I put all the gambar photos from the overseas because mostly all people European and obviously they like to further their study. But we have to promoting the cultural in Malaysia and I mean in Asia. We have to promote lifelong learning for the elderly people. Okay, lastly is principle 9 on the sustainable development. Okay, sustainable development, we are talking about integrate sustainable development at all scales, including urban farm, mix and locations of users, walking networks, sustainable infrastructure, social program, and building technologies. We are when we talk about sustainable, we incorporate the technologies, the people, and the buildings and the surroundings. Okay, we have expertise on the building technologies. Okay, basically, I found this reference. They talk about blue technologies and the green technologies. There's a reference on this. So basically, maybe I can highlight a few comparison between the blue and the green. When we talk about the blue, there are more urban green with maximum lift surface for the air quality. And we can call, maybe you can search for this book, Adaptive Circular Cities. They have the green infrastructure and the blue infrastructure. That's why I put side by side. For the green is for UNISA and some sort like UNISA, and for the green some sort like UiTM, because the colors suited UiTM and the colors of green suited. Sorry, that's my joke. Okay, for the sustainable development, it has a low impact development and green building technologies can yield positive benefit for the ecosystem as well as human health. And there are many programs will help measure successful adoptions of particular tools in a broad integrated approach of sustainability by using sustainable source of energy such as solar, wind, hydropower, especially on wave and dam. We for the green building mostly we put more plants on the building so we can see more greeny for the building. Okay, I think that's all for me today. Lastly, I would like to do the conclusion. As to establish an ideal healthy neighborhood, 9 principles must be applied. As we understand, it's difficult to apply, but if we implement a few of them, is considered as a we already success. So it's a very it's hard to adapt and adopt, but when you adapt a few and adopt a few, it's a very good for the health, to promote for the healthy neighborhood, for sustainable development and social well-being, because we are in the neighborhood, we are with the people, and we are with the elements in the neighborhood. For another occasion, I will share further in-depth study regarding the use of non-healthy neighborhood field principle in Malaysia. Is a comparative study adopts and adapts that principle of healthy neighborhood in Malaysia. So because this is the more on literature, so I think basically more on the principle is look very perfect to the neighborhood. But for the implementation, probably I can share the findings in Malaysia. Maybe next year UNISA will organize another seminars. We will join. Maybe I can share the findings of implementations, adapt and adopt of neighborhood 9 principles of the neighborhood healthy neighborhood in Malaysia. I think that's all from me for today. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Naina. Very interesting topic and very well presented. So let us try to apply 9 principles mentioned by Dr. Aina just now so that we can create healthy neighborhood and living environment happy. So next, we move to the next speaker, Dr. Salbiah Mokhtar. Dr. Salbiah is a senior lecturer in Department of Town and Regional Planning. She received her PhD in Built Environment from the International Islamic University, Malaysia. Her area of interest are land administration and management, especially on the Wakaf land, urban economics, urban development, physical and land use development, and town and regional planning. So please welcome Dr. Salbiah with her presentation today, the role of Wakaf land development for social well-being in urban areas. You can start now,
Okay.
Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tom Planner Maimun Ali, as a moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and selamat pagi to all the audience. I shall share my slide. Yeah, let me share it first. Okay, can you see my slide? Is it appear on the screen? Yeah. Okay. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh once again. Yeah, my presentation for today, I would like to share with all of you the title of the role of Wakaf land development for social well-being in urban areas. This is something that I am interested in. I am not an expert, but I am really interested to proceed my research in Wakaf land development. So I wanted to share with all the audience about Wakaf land development. Okay, the aim of my sharing is actually I wanted to create awareness as well as to provide some understanding and to encourage support and participation on Wakaf development from built environment professions. Yeah, so this is my aim of sharing. So as an introduction, Wakaf is an Islamic concept of trust. I guess most of the audience know the function of Wakaf. Yeah. So it is a concept of trust when an owner donates a land or maybe property for a specific or general welfare of Muslim community. There are two types here, which is a specific and as well as general welfare. So the significance of Wakaf is first one is to enhance the social welfare, and then to increase the security in the community, as well as to create self-sufficiency and also the financial independence for community assets, such as educational institution, where it means that we do not have to rely solely 100% to the government. So as the definition for the terms wakaf, linguistically speaking, wakaf itself means sustain, mean to stop, to retain and to withhold something. So it relates to the sustainable wakaf. And then in terms but as far as the faqih, the jurisprudence are concerned, the term wakaf means to withhold an asset, and getting it out of anybody property, so that assets cannot be sold, granted or bequeathed, cannot be inherited. So another definition, wakaf is withholding the assets on the wakaf property while releasing the benefits, while releasing the usufruct. We hold the property, but then we share the benefits of the property. So the picture here is the historic university of Al-Azhar University, which comes from the source of Wakaf. And in terms of legality of Wakaf, majority of Muslim scholars agree that Wakaf is both lawful and recommended, meaning that when you give Wakaf, it is legal binded. So the prevalent Quranic verse is from the Surah Al-Imran, yeah. By no means shall you attain righteousness unless you give freely of what which you love. And another one is the popular hadith by our Prophet Rasulullah SAW. When a person dies, all their actions come to an end except for three, which is ongoing charity, knowledge from which people continue to benefit, yeah, and righteous children who praise for them. And the ongoing charity here refers to donations that includes wakaf. So these are the legality of wakaf. Yeah, the stands of the basis stands for why wakaf is legal to be conducted. There are two classes of wakaf use, yeah, in Malaysia especially. Usually the use of wakaf is for religious wakaf and as well as for philanthropic wakaf, yeah. Religious wakaf is something that people, most of the donors, yeah, they like to give their lands, they like to give their money for the religious wakaf, okay. Is confined to satisfy the religious needs, yeah. Among others are mosque, cemetery, yeah, Islamic school, orphanage, yeah. Meanwhile, for philanthropic wakaf is another kind of wakaf that aim to support the poor of the society and people at large. Yeah, it can be anything as long as it is not against the Sharia. It's not against the Islamic law. It can be public utilities. Yeah. It can be education buildings, it can be roads, yeah, it can be dams, and anything that can benefit to the society. The general objective of wakaf is, of course, the first and foremost is to get close to Allah through charity activities. And then another objective is to share, yeah, the benefits of the asset with the public in upholding the Islamic value, as well as the third one is to strengthen the ummah from the rich and the poor. They can strengthen the relationship when the rich gives infaq, donations and wakaf to the community, and this can strengthen the ummah. And another objective is to ensure, yeah, the ownership and partnership of assets within the Muslims. Okay, historical role of wakaf. Yeah, I put this in these slides to make a point that the importance of wakaf in Islamic city, especially. Yeah, it is as a source of understanding on the relationship, yeah, of wakaf and Islamic township. So there are two actually historical things that I wanted to share with all of you. The first one is the lessons, yeah, from Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Yeah. This is a lesson during the hijrah in Medina, yeah, where Rasulullah, the first thing that he did when he arrived to Medina is to build a place of worship, yeah, a mosque. And that mosque is actually comes from donations of the companion. The land itself is a wakaf land. So the first act, yeah, is actually through donations, yeah, through donations through wakaf. And then, of course, the market for business trades, yeah, the school, the madrasah. Yeah, Rasulullah is a great town planner. Yeah, he decides a very systematic city in Medina. Yeah, he built a mosque, place of worship, markets, yeah, school, yeah, and then opened lands for agriculture as well as irrigation and drainage. All of these facilities, accommodations, yeah, developments is actually an act through an endowment. Yeah. Of course, at that time during Rasulullah Hijrah, the terms wakaf is not really comes to use by that time. They use the endowment. So the acts of endowment is the act of wakaf, yeah, and most of the charity are given by the companions, yeah. So indirectly, yeah, the practice of our Prophet SAW is as pioneer for endowment contributes to the many advantages of linking chain between each other, and where the public utilities which provided by the wakaf is the burden of the leader of the governments, and it serves the basic needs of the human community, thus forming a harmonious urban settlement. And as well as the benefits, yeah, reflected from economics to social benefits, from social to education as well as security, not only for social economy, but from the social economy is also reflected towards social education and the security. So this scenario was the first example of a preamble and the implication of wakaf in general to the township and its people. And another historical event, era that I wanted to share is during the 12th century in the Middle East and the Ottoman era. In the city of Damascus, in the age of the reign of Nur al-Din Mahmud and during Ottomaniyah, they practice a lot on wakaf development, because during that time the government encouraged the noble and other citizens, to give wakaf. They actually make it a compulsory, a mandatory to the noble, to give wakaf, a small portion from their wealth, and contribute to the wakaf, and thus creating wakaf land, properties, other than mosques, including the public good as well. So the biggest sources of financial for government at that time is from the wakaf, from the contributions of their citizens, of the rakyat itself, from the nobles, And then, other than mosques and cemetery and educations, they also build buildings that gives incomes and profit. That can create income generating, such as commercial buildings, factories. Also affordable housing. So this income is used to manage and administer wakaf properties that they have. Not only for public use, but also for income generating. So these activities give a positive impacts to the urban economy. Because it gives economic contributions, safety, housing, education, infrastructure, and so on. So with lots of facilities exist in the urban area, during that era, it somehow creates attracts migrants to come to the urban areas. So it changed the demographic in urban areas. It becomes a well organized and well developed place with a lots of people to enjoy the all the facilities and development in the urban areas. So the facilities contributed by the wakaf institutions at this time, at this era, reduce the government spending. So that is one of the main purpose. If they can reduce the government spending, thus the income generated through economy contributes to the reductions of the tax burdens. So the burden for the government to spend for the population, for the community, for the citizens is eased through wakaf provisions. So review on the historical background, it can be deduced that the development at this time of the Islamic cities during this period relies largely on wakaf. Most of the development comes from wakaf finance, wakaf land, wakaf properties. So wakaf is seen as a catalyst for urban development through provisions of public goods and public housing. And the third one is the careful administrations. This is an important aspect. The administrations of the wakaf institutions, is important to create a useful urban development system, meaning that they have very good administrations, so that the wakaf institutions are well organized, and the wakaf at that times are so empowered. And we also can classify that the service provided by wakaf, not only religious activities such as cemetery and mosque, but also the cultural services, education, health service, infrastructure, and agriculture, commercial and industrial, not only cemetery and not only mosque. This is something that we as Malaysian citizens need to to think about, because usually when we do wakaf, we always wanted the development to be, or the use of our wakaf is only for cemetery or for mosque, madrasah, and so on. So moving on to wakaf in Malaysia. Tanah wakaf, wakaf land and all other wakaf assets are managed and administered by State Islamic Religious Council, Majlis Agama Islam Negeri. Each state, they are responsible for Wakaf assets, because they are the legal trustees for all Wakaf assets in their states. This is binded in the Islamic ordinance. In Wakaf ordinance, Wakaf enactment, it's stated that whichever property that you give for Wakaf, it will be administered by state religious council. And in Malaysia, there are around 30,800 hectares total of Wakaf land. This is an estimation in 2016. This is the latest one actually that they have in Yayasan Wakaf. 33,800 hectare, which is a lot. Which is really a lot, and the value is estimated to be approximately 2 billions and more. And then majority of the wakaf is stipulated for religious purposes. Majority of wakaf here in Malaysia stipulated for religious purposes. Very few are dedicated for philanthropic or general use. Because as I said before, that we Malaysians would like to donate for religious purposes, but actually other than cemetery and mosque, it is allowed, it is permissible to be donated as well. And from the 33,000 hectares, only 13%, 13% has been developed. So another 87%, which is around 26,000, not yet being developed by Majlis Agama due to several challenges and issues. Because Majlis Agama, they have faced a lot of challenges and issues in wakaf administrations. And among others, the lack of funding. They have a lack of funding because they are not comes from financial institutions. So in terms of funding, Majlis still do not have enough funding to develop all those wakaf land. And another problems faces by the administrations is unsystematic database. Their database still up not to date. Still some of the Majlis still use documentation through filings and all that, so not yet digitized. And this somehow give a problem. So when we wanted to retrieve the data, we wanted to find who is the owner of the land and so on, what is the stipulated deeds. So this give a lot of challenge to develop wakaf land. And then also another issue is lack of professional staff. Because as we know that usually in Majlis Agama, the staff is not comes from the background is not from business or from development fields and so on. So when it comes to develop wakaf land, they have inefficient professionals to help to assist in the development of wakaf. And then the fourth one, I think this is also an important points. The lack of public awareness. Public awareness in terms of to participate in giving wakaf, in terms of whether it's cash wakaf or property. Right now, the public participations is still lacking. Not all of Muslim citizens donate, give wakaf, or cash wakaf. Most of us usually we do zakat and do infaq, but really small amounts of citizens contributes in donating for wakaf. So this is something that we need to to find the solutions. So wakaf development in urban areas, and the role of wakaf development in urban areas. What kind of wakaf development exists in urban areas in Malaysia now? So in terms of contribution, in my point of view, in my personal opinion, I think the contribution is still very limited. There is contributions in urban areas and so on, but then the contribution is still limited compared to the existing land that they have, 33,000, but then the contribution is only about 13%. So that is why I'm saying that the contributions is very limited. However, States Council, they actually have played good roles as well. Yeah, they already step up to do a lot of things in order to develop wakaf lands. Yeah, they have done they have good efforts. Yeah, especially in to make sure that wakaf not only serve the purpose for religious activities. Yeah, they collaborated with other maju, the developers and all that, yeah, so that with assistance of public and private sectors, yeah, SRRC managed also to develop other than mosque and cemetery, such as property development, yeah, complex, residential, hotels and others. So some of the examples. So this is mercutan, the landmark for wakaf in Malaysia, which is Wakaf Tower in Kuala Lumpur, also known as Menara Bank Islam. This is located in Golden Triangle area, in Jalan Perak near the KLCC. This development is a collaboration between Bank Islam, Tabung Haji and Majlis Agama Islam Wilayah Persekutuan. Wilayah do not have a lot of wakaf land, but when they have, the value of that land is really high because the location, the strategic location. So that is why Majlis Agama Islam put an effort with Jabatan Agama and Jauhar and so on to develop that piece of land into a commercial complex so that it can give benefits to the young entrepreneurs, the new entrepreneurs, because they will give some affordable rental prices to the startup businessmen, entrepreneurs to join the business. Yeah, the main tenant in these buildings is of course Bank Islam and Tabung Haji. They are the main anchor of this building. And another buildings, properties that has been developed in wakaf land. On wakaf land is in Pulau Pinang. We have development of housing areas as well as commercial in Tanah Wakaf Siti Aisyah. This is a joint venture by Majlis Agama Islam Pulau Pinang with Uda Holdings. Yeah, and then also in Pulau Pinang they have a complex Lembah Buckingham, also a commercial complex in the island itself, which is very high value, and this give benefits, give opportunity to the Muslim entrepreneur to start up their business here, and then when they are well off, they can try to find another place so that another group of startup can rent in this building. Yeah, in Lembah Buckingham. Yeah, this is joint venture with Mara. And in Selangor also, they have a lot of housing development. Yeah, the joint venture by Perbadanan Wakaf Selangor with private developers, Bumi Putra developers. Yeah, and area in Shah Alam and in Meru Kelang, they have actually 5 housing scheme being developed under wakaf land. Yeah. So in terms of profits, it's shared between the developers and the wakaf. Yeah. Then we also have wakaf hotel in Negeri Sembilan, Perak, in Taiping Perak, in Melaka and Terengganu. Yeah. So this give accommodation, Syariah compliance accommodations, to the urban areas in these states. Okay. The foods, alcohol and non-halal foods are not allowed in this hotel, and the swimming pool also is very Sharia compliance. They have provided a specific space for Muslimah for the swimming pool. And others, other types of development of wakaf, such as education, health, and as well as shelters for the elderly. These shelters for the elderly is in Kuantan, Pahang. It provides shelters for the old folks, as well as for the mu'alaf, in Kuantan, Pahang. So these are among the developments, that been located in urban areas, the joint venture by the Majlis Agama with several developers, and agencies. So all of those developments, I give 5 here they contribute towards, first, they contribute towards increasing property ownership, yeah, for Muslim in urban areas. So Muslims have an opportunity to buy some affordable properties in urban areas, okay. And then they also increase participation, yeah, from Muslim entrepreneurs in urban areas, yeah, by allocating commercial complex, to be used by the Muslims, businessmen, and so on. And this also increase, yeah, wakaf property values. When we develop the land, yeah, it can give good values to the property in urban areas. So this is the assets, to be assets for the Muslims community. We have a good assets with high values, yeah, and then as well as providing charitable facilities for the unfortunate in urban areas, yeah, by allocating all folks homes, yeah, orphanage and all that in urban areas. So it provides charitable facilities for the unfortunate in urban areas, yeah, and as well as empowering wakaf activities. So by development of wakaf, actually we empower the wakaf activities as a tools, yeah, for social economy, and then from that social economy, it will give benefits to the well-beings as well. And as I mentioned earlier, yeah, the purpose of my sharing is to get participations, yeah, to get supports from people in our professions, in built environment professions. So what is our contributions, yeah, from built environment? This is something that I wanted to persuade, yeah, from the all of audience, yeah, academicians, students, yeah, researchers, yeah, or others professions in the environment, uh, to give contributions to the wakaf developments in Malaysia. So I just list five, yeah, that I can think of, yeah, in terms of contributions, especially in my field as an academician. So the first thing is actually we need to help um, Majlis Agama, the Wakaf here in Malaysia, to develop the database, yeah, because we have expertise in geographical information systems, and not only give we develop the database, we also need to hand in the skills to the Majlis Agama, because it is not useful if we just develop the database but we do not give the skill. They need the skill as well, so we can give the skills of this geographical information system or other skills, yeah, to the Majlis Agama Human Resources, yeah. Well, after we develop the database, we give them the database as well as the skills. And then and then the second one is to identify the potential development of wakaf land, yeah, in urban areas, and conduct suitability study for that development. Yeah, we can use our expertise to identify the potential in urban areas, especially what kind of development suitable that can give income, that can generate income and give profits to the wakaf activities. Yeah, as well as to give charitable activities, yeah, to the land itself. And then the third one is estimating the wakaf land value in urban areas through development appraisals. Yeah, I can see that wakaf itself in the Yayasan Wakaf or in Jauhar, they do not have the exact value of the land or the of wakaf land. Okay, so perhaps we can help that in estimating the value of that land, so that when we know the value, when we can suggest the developments, it can somehow promotes, yeah, and also encourage, attracts, yeah, the developers, the other organizations to help give financial assistance to the Majlis Agama. And the fourth one, I suggest that in terms of contributions, is studying on public goods provisions, yeah, because wakaf is not only for more cemetery or income generating buildings only, yeah, commercial only, but also for public goods such as roads, yeah, infrastructure, even public toilets, yeah, uh, farms, yeah, gardens and all that, parks, yeah. So we need to see what is the function of the wakaf land, and that we need to see can local authorities collaborate with Majlis Agama in providing public goods for the citizens, for the community? And then the fifth contributions that we can give is providing various human resources skills, yeah, that are required in Wakaf land developments. I mean, perhaps in the future, students or graduates, yeah, they can also apply works, yeah, in Majlis Agama Islam. It's actually in certain of majlis, yeah, such as Selangor and Pulau Pinang, they have staff from property management, estate management, as well as town planners as a team, yeah, in their human resources department. So perhaps after this, people in the environment also can can um, can give their skills uh, to the Majlis Agama. So that's five contributions that I can think of that we can share with the Majlis Agama. And this is my final slide. Yeah, it is very fast presentation from me, I guess. Yeah, some suggestions. Yeah, this is like I wanted to suggest awareness should be spread. Yeah, this is something that for me ultimate things to do. Awareness should be spread out that wakaf functions, yeah, includes economy, social, environment, and cultural. Because if I'm not mistaken, someone shared with me that due to the zoo problems in Malaysia, there are suggestions now that zoo also can be an wakaf act, yeah, use wakaf zoo now, yeah. So it's actually not only for religious purposes, but then the benefits is for our hereafter, yeah. We do investment with Allah, yeah. So it is not only for religious purposes, but also for economy, social, environment, and culturals. So all of this can create more generous urban community. So lastly, I wanted to promote that in terms of public participations, yeah, of course, there's some of us who are able, yeah, you can contribute, you can donate your land as a wakaf, you can donate your property, your house, yeah, whatever property that you have as a wakaf, yeah. But whoever do not have that kind of property, you also can give wakaf in term of cash, yeah, to the Yayasan Wakaf, to the Majlis Agama, to any organizations that need wakaf, yeah. We can contribute. So let's make wakaf is a mainstream in our life, yeah, way of life. So eat wakaf, sleep wakaf, play wakaf, 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 yeah. So this is something that I wanted uh, to receive from the audience. Yeah. So wakaf serve as the tool for harmonious and generous nations that creates a tolerance community to live together. Yeah. So with that, I thank all of you for listening. And please forgive me for any shortcomings. Thank you much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Get back to you to Tom Planner Maimun Ali. Thank you very much.
Much, Dr. Sal, for sharing a very good knowledge on Wakaf land. Yes, of course, Wakaf land has a lot of potential, and it needs to be developed to give a benefits to the social economy and well-being community as a whole. So next we move to our next speaker. So Dr. Muhammad Asri Abdullah. Dr. Muhammad Asri Abdul Kamal is a senior lecturer in Department of Town and Regional Planning. He received his PhD in Urban Planning and Management from the USM, University of Science Malaysia, with his area of interest is on urban growth, land use planning, and housing. So please welcome Dr. Muhammad Ashri with his presentation, Potential Demand of Medical Facilities for Aging Community.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Moderator, Town Planner Maimun Ali. Okay. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning to ladies and gentlemen. Okay, today I would like to share my presentation entitled Potential Demand of Medical Care Facilities for Aging Community. Okay, let me start our presentation. This is my content of presentation starting from introduction until conclusion. Right? Let me start with this slide. I would like to share with the audience the definition of aged people. There are so many words which refer to aged people such as aging community, aging population, elderly people, older adult, older person, senior citizen, third age, and etc. In Malaysia, aged people also known as warga tua or warga emas. Based on my reading and searching on internet, aged people in Indonesia is called as lansia, which means lanjut usia. So, ibu, bapa, dosen from UNISA Yogyakarta, please correct me if I am wrong. Okay. Um, World Assembly on Aging in 1982 and ASEAN countries defined aged people as those 60 years and above. Okay, let's look at the global level. At global level, the world population is aging rapidly. Aging population most notable in developed countries such as USA, Japan, and Australia. Factors of aging phenomenon are improved health care, increased personal wealth, increased healthy lifestyle, improved safe environment. These combined factors contribute to increase life expectancy and reduce mortality rates. But drastic increase in aging population is in developing countries. Malaysia is expected to become aging nation in year 2030 when 15% of her population are aged people. This issue will become a new phenomenon, never happened before, and expected to spark off various impact. So we have to be ready from now. Let me share with you the evidence of aging phenomenon. Globally, the number and proportion of people aged 60 plus worldwide is increasing from year to year. For example, in 2015, there are about more than 900 million or 12.3% are considered as aged people. This number and percentage is increased expected in 2030 become 1.4 billion, about 16.5%. Increase again in 2050, expected about 2 billion of aged people, which is contribute to 21.5% of total world population. Okay, this is the evidence of aging phenomenon in selected Asia and ASEAN countries. The proportion of people aged 60 and over is projected to grow in all ASEAN countries, with Japan and South Korea aging faster than their neighbors. The first is Japan, followed by South Korea, Thailand, China, and etc. Okay, let us flashback. Look at the stages of a human development. According to previous researchers, we have 8 stages of human development from prenatal, become a baby, become a children, become a teenager, young adult, middle adult, and older people. So, the audience, which category we are belong to. Perhaps undergraduate students are in their 20s or teenagers. Young professionals get married are in their 30s or young adult. Perhaps senior professional have kids are in their 40s or middle-aged adult. All the bosses, head of department, for example, are in their 50s. And retired people are in their 60s or considered as old people. Okay, now we look at the life expectancy of selected countries. Actually, who live the longest? According to data and research before this, the answer is differs according to countries, gender, ethnic group, state, and etc. For example, last year, Japanese lived the longest until 87.1 years old. This followed by Australian, 84.8 years old, and then New Zealand, 84 years, then Singapore, 82.2 years. According to Department of Statistics Malaysia 2019, on average, Malaysians are expected to live until 74.4 years old, male until 72.7 years old, but female, they have extra years until 77.6 years old. Look at the picture. What did this the older people of Japanese do? They are practicing physical exercise. This is the image of Australian. This is Malaysia. Okay. Okay, look at the categories of aging community or aged people. There are three categories of aged people, which is the first one is young old, from 60 or 65 years to 74 years. The second category is middle old, from 75 to 84 years. And the last one is older, 85 years and over. We have to focus more on middle old and older people because they need more medical care than young old people because most probably they suffer degenerative diseases such as hypertension, heart and coronary diseases, cancer, diabetes, osteoporosis, Alzheimer, dementia, gout, and etc. Okay, look at the medical facilities for aging community. For example, hospital, health clinic, dialysis center, residential aged care center, which divide into low care, which provide scheduled medical checkup. The second one is medium care, which provide assistance for daily activities and medical monitoring. The last one is high care. This one is for bedridden old people. And we have also a nursing home. Okay, look at the potential demand for medical facilities for aging community. This one I put the example of Malaysia Town. Actually, we have about 148 main town in Malaysia. This one is the top 20 town which have more aged people compared to others. And on top of that, this main town also have the highest number of older people, which 75 years and over. This one is led by Kuala Lumpur, followed by Georgetown, Penang, Ipoh, Seberang Perai, Putrajaya, and so on. So this area of town, we have to give more attention in terms of providing medical facilities for aging community. Okay, um, so what is the impact of increased older people in our town in terms of medical facilities? This preliminary study indicate that high demand of medical facilities at major towns of Malaysia, like I have shown before. We have to plan and provide these facilities in order to meet the need of older people. Priority should be given to Kuala Lumpur, Georgetown, Ipoh, Seberang Perai, and Petaling Jaya. So, future research direction may focus on availability, types, numbers, condition, distribution, coverage area of existing medical facilities, and etc. Um, According to current planning guideline, the provision of medical facilities is based on total population. For example, in small town, we have about minimum 30,000 people, so we have to provide one hospital for that town, and not by age. Hopefully, in future, we have to consider which area has the the high number of aged people at that location. So we have to provide suitable facilities for this group in future. As a conclusion, Malaysia will become aging nation in year 2030. It is a new phenomenon, so we have to have a proper planning, preparation, and provision of appropriate medical facilities, uh, and we have to look at more seriously. We have to plan from now. It does not mean that we need to create or build a new one. In line with sustainable development, some unused existing building can be utilized or refurbished or turned into medical facilities. I think that's all for my short presentation for today. Thank you very much. Over to you, Miss Moderator, Town Planner Maimun Ali.
So thank you very much, Dr. Sri, for very interesting presentation on the aging community. Yes, based on this research, Malaysia will become aging community in the year 2030. Thus, more proper planning and provision of facilities should be looked in seriously by related parties. So now, we move to another speaker, our speaker from UNISA Indonesia, Ibu Indah Pujianti. She is a lecturer from Asia University of Yogyakarta, graduated from Gajah Mada University with a master degree in urban design. Currently, she is a director of Health Architecture Center. Her area of interest are passive design, local character, and accessibility. So today she will share her interest with us with the topic healing environment approach in healthcare facility design. So please be invited, Ibu Indah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for moderator, Ibu Hajah Maimun Haji Ali. I will start sharing my presentation. Okay, this is the presentation about healing environment approach in healthcare facility design. This is a subject for the research, healing environment, architecture implementation, and healthcare facility. Why healing environment? Healing environment for healthcare building describe a physical setting and organizational culture that support patient and families through their stresses. imposed by illness, hospitalization, medical visit, the process of healing, and sometimes bereavement. The concept implies that the physical healthcare environment can make a difference in how quickly the patient recovers from or adapt to specific acute and chronic condition. And then the original concept of the healing environment was developed by Florence Nightingale, whose theory of nursing care called for nurse to manipulate the environment to be therapeutic in 1859. Healing environment is defined as one that has a nurturing and therapeutic effect. Studies show that well-designed healthcare facility environment can reduce patient anxiety and stress, accelerate recovery, shorten hospitalization, reduce medication use, and lessen pain, and promote a sense of well-being. On the organizational level, therapeutic environment can help contain costs by improving patient outcomes, reducing length of stay, and enhancing staff recruitment, satisfaction, productivity, and retention. And in the book of Health and Human Behavior, environmental factors play a role in the healing process of humans around 40%, while medical factors are only 10%, genetic factor 20%, and other factors 30%. Environmental factor consists of natural and artificial environmental factors. So architecture implementation, the implementation of architecture in the healing environment approach is realized by creating a healthy built environment based on natural elements with a psychological approach, character, and human behavior. In Yogyakarta, the healing environment approach in architecture is in accordance with the government effort to achieve environmental quality and public health. Healthcare facility. The aim of this research was to identify the effect of healing environment approach on the architecture and environment application in Type B healthcare facility in Yogyakarta. Why Type B hospital are located at the post-service call into the community, and the first reference for insurance patient. In Indonesia, the Type B general hospital have qualification has facility and medical service capability of at least 2 basic specialists and a minimum of 50 inpatient beds. This case and study case in Queen Latifah Hospital. From the data, hospital Type B increased every year, and in Yogyakarta too. This is the site for study case in the research. Queen Latifah Hospital in Ring Road Barat, Yogyakarta, near from UNISA Yogyakarta campus. Users in this research are patient, family, patient family, and medical staff. Method for the research use interview and survey record and documentation. This is the theory and variable from Nugroho. In his study explained that the application of the healing environment principle can be applied to design. The principle of environmental healing include indoor air, daylight and health, life emergency, surrounding, color, view, sound, scent, smell, balance, spirit, nourishment, and calmness. From Prakaya, infra research refers to the concept of evidence-based design (EBD) in the design of a hospital room to improve the quality of safe, comfort, measurable, and healing environment not only for patient but also family and medical staff. And we analyze and study the application of 14 patterns from biophilic design that can be maximum and helps create a healing environment. The result of this study indicate that not all biophilic design patterns in hospital can be applied in planning hospital building design. This research also identified that the element of opening or enclosure in building are one of the elements that play an important role in the application of the biophilic design pattern. The basic things that also has a dominant influence in the biophilic design pattern is the visual connection pattern with nature. From the theory, we have 11 variables for the research. One, indoor air, the light and health, life energizing surrounding, color, view, sense, sound, balance, spirit nourishment, calmness, and the visual connection with nature. This is some sample of the room. Emergency room, waiting room, clinic, outpatient and inpatient room can be accessed for patient, family, and staff. And for waiting room for news, like a medical record room and management room and multifunction room, just can access to staff only. This is the data and analysis with the direct survey on the site. We take a sample of some room where it's related to service or treatment and staff room only. We identify every room with comfortable condition aspect with healing environment indicator. Example for the natural ventilation, not all rooms have natural ventilation, but all samples have and use fan or air conditioning. Just waiting room, inpatient room, and multifunction room have a natural ventilation. Okay, this is the analysis. This presentation of implementation the healing environment indicator. This is minimum natural ventilation, but almost all the rooms surveyed have used air conditioning, consuming AC or fan. So the respondent say they still feel comfortable with thermal conditions in their room. Same with indoor air, lighting, and smell or scent condition of the room, which is starting to be replaced by the use lamp and air freshener. The hypothesis, it is known that use healthcare facilities still feel comfort with artificial conditioning effort. This is the condition of Queen Latifah Hospital. A minimum ventilation and more AC. This is the emergency room, parking area. Then this is a interesting area. Corridor with box planter and natural element in corridor. This is internet in this building, minimum natural ventilation and using AC, fan, and lamp all day. Rooms that apply a healing environment approach are in multifunction room, waiting room, and inpatient room. In this room have natural ventilation and there is a direct connection with nature. In multifunction room, direct connection with open space. In the waiting room, there is also a conditioning of natural elements with a fish pond. As for the inpatient room, it is also directly related to the outside space, and there is a view to the vegetation which lies along the corridor with planter box. This is the implementation architecture with natural element in corridor in front of inpatient room. Vegetation planted in box plant combined with massive wall, but make green space in limited land in the corridor. And this is implementation architecture with nature element in waiting room with this pond and open space in multifunction room. Applied connection with nature design. This is a result from interview with medical staff, patient, family, and 60% answer their room no connection with outdoor area. And this is result from interview about thermal comfort. Although there is no natural ventilation, but they still feel comfortable with the temperature in the room because using AC or fan. And then next slide. This is interview about sound or noise comfort. Although there is a little noise, 33% but they still feel comfortable and no interrupt. Source of noise between other coming from the vehicle on the main road and ring road barat and people conversation. And then about scent, 70% as well the specific aroma in the room from air freshener or perfume. But 100% agree that the use of natural elements can make them comfortable. With a fish pond or with a garden. Okay, and then this is a resort comfortable room in Queen Latifah. Is this is a waiting room, outdoor area, and gazebo. Gazebo is multifunction room. Other factor affecting the comfort of this building are interior, furniture, and space dimension. For the conclusion, thermal and light comfort in each room in healthcare facility can be conduced by artificial ventilation and lighting. Scent, color, material, and sound are not the main priority in applying the healing environment in healthcare facility. The room that can be optimized in implementing the healing environment approach are the waiting room and inpatient room. And other factors that affect the comfort of healthcare facility user include furniture, interior, and room dimension. And last, the view and connection with nature factor are important priority for the application of the healing environment to support the comfort of use hospital, healthcare, or healthcare facility. This is the site plan Queen Latifah Hospital. Room with the potential obtaining natural air must be decided using natural change. It should not be open all day. This is this area. And optimize the man-made environment in architecture with natural material, vegetation, or inner-core design. The box planter design on the corridors developed with the connection with nature aspect combination of hard material wall with soft material like vegetation planting on a limited land is a good design solution and according to healing environment approach in Queen Latifah Hospital. This is an example for implementation architecture for healing environment approach with application natural material with vegetation or more transparent walls in inpatient room and waiting room. And this is the last slide in my presentation. Thank you. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So thank you very much, Ibu Indah. Very interesting topic on how deal with healthcare facility design. Hopefully this will be practiced actively in Indonesia and Malaysia. So, okay, so with all 4 speakers completing their presentations, now we will proceed with the Q&A. So we have a few questions here. So, okay, First question is for Dr. Noraina. So mixed up community is interesting and has become our traditional practice during early days. Currently, however, modernization has changed we live. So we tend to stay in an area with the same social hierarchy and we cannot mix up. My question is, using planning approach, how do planners intervene to promote mix up community? Dr. Noraina? So, Dr. Noraina, we can't hear you from here.
Sorry, unmute my phone. Sorry. Again, I have to repeat the answer. The question is from Dr. Warabia, right? It's about the social, it's not mixed up nowadays. But actually, development is a mix up together, because the developers normally develop their housing scheme with different type of housing. They have a low cost, they have the intermediate cost, and so on. But end up there's only one type of people only stay there. It's only Malay, it's only Chinese, and a few Malay, few Chinese. I think because of the social background of the people. Sometimes people nowadays, as you can see, if you your income, especially on your income, look at your income. Okay, the income will determine your type of housing to buy. Okay, if you want to is if your income is 10,000 monthly, maybe you can buy bungalows or semi-detached housing. But when your income is less than 5,000, 2,000, and what type of housing that you can buy. But you can see in Malaysia, most people, Malay people, they still have at the same as B40 people too. There are still many of them. So we can see the Malay people is on the not all, but we can see generally in Malay people is one portion is a intermediate housing scheme and towards a low cost housing scheme. But some of them are still staying in a high cost scheme area. But actually, the socio-economic background contribute to the segregation population in Malaysia. We cannot control that unless we can giving more income to the low income people with I don't know, some incentive for them to get more income, and then you can buy affordable housing. Is they can afford that from me lah. If we can, dia macam indirectly is formed like this, but actually we as we can see the development memang put around the type of housing. At the end, it's some sort. It's only one portion atau one kelompok of people, one type of people stay there. That's from my opinion. I think it's hard for. I think the government is already do many incentive people to buy housing, and tapi they still not mixed around because of the segregation of the socio-economic background. That's my opinion. Back to the moderator. Thank you.
Hopefully this
I can't see.
you answered the question from Dr. Wan. So another question still to Dr. Noraina. So what will happen if the neighborhood is not complete with the 9 principles that Dr. Aina stated just?
Okay. about this question, I saw that's from my student class, Azlan Afif from Studio 01B. A very good question, Azlan. I haven't seen you in the class because I not entered the class yet. Next week I will enter the Studio 1B class next week, week 8. Okay, tak berdosa lah, tak buat semua tu. Harus je. Actually, it's we just adapt and adopt. It's not nine principle we adopt all. We just adapt and adopt a few. It's okay. It's a successful initiative towards a healthy neighborhood. We adapt biking, activity, physical activity, and we provide parks for them to do the activities. It's okay. Maksudnya tak berdosa lah, tak bersalah. But we are trying. We are trying to follow the 9 principle. It's the very ideal neighborhood, healthy neighborhood is follow the 9 principle. But just with adapt and adopt is okay. A few adoption is okay. Tak berdosa. Itu je jawapan saya. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ana. So the next question is for Dr. Sabia. So as mentioned, Wakaf land in Malaysia is under the jurisdiction of Majlis Agama of the state. And we are well aware that most of Wakaf land is not economic generating. So what is your comment for Majlis Agama? Do we need to create a special agency to handle the Wakaf land? So Dr. Salvia?
Okay, thank you, Tom Planner Maimun. Thank you for the question. It shows that somebody is listening to my PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, to answer that question, yes, in my opinion, yes. Majlis Agama, they need to have another agency to handle the Wakaf land development, because Majlis itself, they have a lots of in terms of collecting, databasing, and administer the Wakaf land in Majlis. So they do not have ample staff, human resources, especially human resources who are skilled in development, in properties development. Take an example of Majlis Agama Islam Selangor. Actually, Majlis Agama Islam Selangor, they have another agency. They have Perbadanan Wakaf Selangor as an entity from Majlis Agama who is in charge in Wakaf land development. So after Majlis Agama Islam Selangor, they have this Perbadanan. The management, the development of Wakaf now are becoming more efficient, because they have a lot of human resources, in every daerah, in every district. So they have human resources from various backgrounds, not only from Islamic economic backgrounds. They also have from development, business, town planners as their committee members. So that is why right now Majlis Agama Islam Selangor, the Perbadanan Wakaf Selangor, has become that can become a model to be imitated by another states. Thank you very much. So that's all, Tom Penny Maimun. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you, Dr. Sal, for the answer the question from Dr. Wan. So this is another question from Dr. Wan to Dr. Asri. So most of the planning guidelines for community facilities and amenities by town and country planning in Malaysia are generally based on populations. So my question, is it time for JPD to review all related planning guidelines to incorporate projection of different age groups in the provision of community facilities and amenities? So, Dr. Asri?
Okay, thank you very much, Town Planner Maimun. Thank you also to Dr. Wan Rabia for the question. Okay, I agree with this opinion from Dr. Wan Rabia. We have to look carefully our planning guideline. But we have to improve our planning guideline. The existing one is good, but we have to improve. For example, in town category B, I mean a small town, at least we have about 15,000 population, 15 K population. We have to provide one small hospital. I think most of the area in Malaysia have been equipped with the hospital, whether small, medium, or big one. But in future, I think we have to improve in terms of the facility, in terms of the I mean the expertise to give the the medical advice, medical treatment to the old population, because our population, the pyramid of population now, not the a normal one, not a perfect pyramid. Perhaps the pyramid become like this. In future, possibly it will become like this. So the proportion of baby is declining now. The number and the percentage of baby children is small, and then the old people become a bigger proportion. So what we have to look into is the the expertise, the which area have more aged people, because I know to provide a hospital is not cheap. It costs very costly. So we have to improve in terms of the facility, because to build a hospital is very costly. Perhaps we will build more healthcare. A health clinic at the target area of aged people. It is quite reasonable cost for the nation to rethink. Thank you.
Asri. So
Okay.
we have another questions to Dr. Asri from Dr. Suharto. Yeah. So how could planners strike a balance between these two conflicting development goals? Dr. Asri?
Sorry, Miss Moderator, please repeat the
So,
question.
okay, so Dr. Asri, so this question is from Dr. Suharto. So how could planners strike a balance between these two conflicting development goals?
Two conflicting development goals. How could planners
You
strike a
mentioned
balance
just now on, yeah.
The question is quite confusing, but I try to answer the question. Which development goal is conflict? Because we have so many goal in SDG. So which one perhaps been social or economic or else? But I think in terms of our social obligation, our family obligation, we have to take care our old people, perhaps our parent, perhaps our grandmother, grandfather. For example, we cannot simply send our old people to the healthcare facilities such as rumah orang tua or rumah jagaan. It is not nice because our obligation is to look after them. Their what they want, what they need until the end of their life. Perhaps I can answer the question, Miss Moderator.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Asri. So this is another question for Dr. Sal.
Okay.
So, so thank you, Asri, thank you for the answer. So Dr. Sal, so this is in Malaysia, most people believe that wakaf obligation is only for Muslim society. So however, wakaf can also be contributed by non-Muslim as well. So what are the actions or aspects that we need to take to ensure Muslims and non-Muslims contribute in wakaf land?
Okay. Thank you for the question. Yes, you are absolutely right. Yeah, wakaf can be contributed by the non-Muslim as well, and actually the benefits also can be disseminated to the non-Muslim as well. So I guess in order to encourage the participation, yeah. So right, actually in Malaysia we it is not widely known and widely encouraged to the non-Muslims actually in Malaysia, but they can contribute, yeah. So in order to perhaps encourage them to participate, yeah, I guess this is my personal opinion. We can actually spread awareness, spread the non-Muslim as well, that the benefits of the wakaf is not only for the Muslims, yeah. But even though that they can contribute, they also must know that we should make them aware that in terms of the developments, in terms of the benefits, it's only in terms of in any usage or that is Sharia compliance, yeah. The developments, the usage, the activities that should be carried out in wakaf land or perhaps in using wakaf money is solely for the purpose that Sharia compliance. Then as long as it is Sharia compliance and the non-Muslim agree to that, so they can contribute, then and they also can benefits from the property. So I guess the first thing that we should do is to create awareness and to make them informed that they are actually can contribute to the wakaf as well. That is my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sa. Hopefully this will answer the questions. So the next question is for our guest from Indonesia, Ibu Indah. So the question is, Ibu, how do we integrate Islamic values in designing healing environment for healthcare facilities? So actually we have two questions here for Ibu Indah. Okay, Ibu.
Yes, thank you. Absolutely, the connection with nature is also a solution for the integration of Islamic by not destroying nature and maintain the balance of nature in design and development. So connection with nature, the one of solution for the integration of Islamic values. I think that's so. Yes, Ibu Maimun.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Ibu. So another question for Ibu Indah is, what is main factor for designing a healthcare facilities in terms of categories of patients? Is it possible to adapt a landscape and green feature for healing environment in healthcare facilities?
Yes, honestly, it is comfortable for the user. Yeah, if we have we feel a comfort and then a healing process of more better. Yes, comfortable the main factor. This is Ibu Hajah Maimun.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ibu Indah. So, okay, thank you for all our speakers. Thank you very much. So for their presentation and answering all the questions from the audience. So with that, we now come to the end of our sessions for the webinar today. So everyone is invited to join us in our first session next week with more interesting topic. So okay, so till we meet again, take care everyone and stay safe. Bye. See you later
Bye.
next week.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Assalamualaikum.
you.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Good health.